afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, December 13th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing a meditation this week that we're going to concentrate through our heart minds and our heart minds motion picture to relieve the stress and the blockages of the transfer of wealth to the people of planet Earth. It'll be a good one. We also have a Time for Change call this Wednesday at 9 p.m. and a Reverse Aging Health call on Friday with our special guest, inventor, creator of the Halo system, Michael Thomas. You're really going to want to listen to this. This is like the one we had last Friday with John, and this one are for education to get people up to speed. These are just the beginning of technologies that are going to be presented on a broad scale to the people of planet Earth. So it's education. Mainly so people get good education and see if it's something that they can use for themselves and their health and well-being. We can be brave like a great warrior today and find out what our lives are like after we've gone beyond our greatest fear. Forget the world that you have constructed to keep yourself safe. A life which only feels comfortable and secure is not a very adventurous adventure. Take a risk, a leap into the abyss, and be willing to do the impossible when you choose to wake up to the enlightened warrior within you, within each and every one of us. Realize there never was anything to fear. And yes, each of us are such a fearless warrior. We already are. We already have been. We always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. All of our consciousness, the pure consciousness, the God, defines our reality. One of the greatest secrets to start manifesting the life that each of us truly desire is learning how to increase, enhance our consciousness. As our consciousness gets brighter and bigger, our intentions manifest easier and faster. By being fully conscious in each moment, moment to moment, it is easier to be free from judgments and limiting beliefs so you can remain focused on attracting the most positive, abundant experience possible. This universe is always listening and responding to where our consciousness is at. Once we are resonating with thoughts filled with joy, gratitude, and appreciation for what we do have, then whatever we want to create seems to just fall into your lap. Have you ever had that happen? Where stuff just is presented without effort, with total ease. No matter how big any of our desires are, or how challenging it may seem, it can be manifested easier through the expanded state of consciousness. When our consciousness expands, our minds must rise above and beyond the problem and start to see new solutions. One simple way to expand our consciousness is to continuously focus upon it. Just keep turning your attention back into where the awareness is coming from, like the light from the movie projector is doing a 180-degree turnaround and witnessing the bulb and electricity from where it originated. When you turn your attention within to where consciousness is coming from within for more than 30 seconds at a time, you instantly expand your consciousness, and manifesting will truly become effortless. This is where we're heading as a species, as a people, as a civilization. This isn't a smoke and mirror type of a thought. This is reality. This is where many of us are beginning to move to. As our consciousness expands, it's easier to hatch the energetic vibration of what we want to manifest. For example, when you're feeling and thinking like a success, right? You feel lighthearted, and things are just, they're good. You start behaving like one and attracting successful people and situations to you. When your consciousness is only focusing on your problems and personal issues, it reflects a lower vibration and manifests even more challenging situations, or nothing manifests at all. When nothing changes, the benevolent old teaching universe is usually placing us in a waiting room where we can have time to enlighten our consciousness, shift our attitudes, heighten our vibration, and then effortlessly receive the positive end result we desire. When feelings of impatience, unworthiness, lack, and fear are replaced with patience, worthiness, abundance, and love, then our desired outcome effortlessly shows up in the most mysterious of ways. The manifestations that are given to us in life are like the universe's reward system. The manifestations that are given to us in this life are like the universe's reward system, telling us that we are doing something right and living in alignment with our true power. It's not in our highest path to judge how these manifestations should or should not appear. Some people are not wrong for whatever crazy things they've created in this world, or that others didn't deserve to manifest whatever they did. Everything is karmic, past lives included. And if you only knew how close to God that you truly are, you would see it in its all divine perfection and never judge anything as right or wrong again. This universe wants us all to wake up equally, and that we each understand how we are all powerful, enlightened beings who can truly live every moment of our lives in joy, appreciation, and love. It knows the exact experiences we need to manifest or not manifest in order to awaken. Awakening is always the soul's priority, and this universe is our holographic cosmic playground in it. So in the end, it's not so important what amazing or horrible things we've manifested. What counts the most was how our consciousness grew along the way and how much time we spent in love, gratitude, inner peace, and joy. Remember always that what you think, what any of us think, and how we think is responsible 100,000% for shaping, defining, and creating our reality. Every little thought that any of us think counts, no matter how small we may believe it is, especially the ones that just slip on through seemingly unnoticed. The way to see and perceive this world is how the world shows up and manifests itself for you, for all of us. Our minds are like a mirror, always reflecting back to us what we are choosing to believe is out there. The greatest power in this universe is inside you. All of us, awaiting to be discovered through realizing this phenomena. If there was something that was paramount with the civilization, it would be this: our consciousness. To know that all of us create. And it depends on where we're at with our thoughts. In believing, lack of, and anger, and frustration, and fear, all of those things. What do? They create. Then there's those of us, by staying in deep gratitude, then we're able to define our reality and the reality that we seek. This is a paradise planet. Because of the reason we've been manipulated and how we look at things, we've created kind of some dark elements. And we all take responsibility for that. We choose to or we don't. And it's not a bad thing. We're constantly creating the show to entertain us, but also to teach us so that we can be fully awakened. I know that sounds to some, that's kind of crazy, but that's how it works. And how crucial it is eventually, as we choose, each of us, to do so, is to go within and stay within. Is to stay no matter what is going on around us, is to stay in deep gratitude for everything. And there's never a time, I'm sure you all know this, where we can always find something to be grateful for and have it resonate within the heart-mind. And those of you who practice being in deep gratitude all the time, you know the difference. It gets to the point where you don't care to be anywhere else or any way else but in deep gratitude. Have you ever come across somebody that's, no matter what, they always comment on negative. You could be saying something, good, and then they go, yeah, but this. You know what I mean? You've had those conversations, maybe with loved ones, relatives, or just strangers. Yeah, but this is, or someone that you compliment, and they'll come back to you and say, oh, this old thing? Oh, I've had this for years. It's always in that energy. And of course they attract that type of frequency around them. And even though, and you look at them, you don't look at the body, the character, the personality, the clothing or anything. You look at inside the body, that's a part of the God that you are, and that's the body that you're in. This is how you look past the physical. And even, there's a lot of things that we're taught that a lot of us don't vibrate with it, but, we watch others, we interact with others because we're social beings. So we interact with each other, and then we begin to realize, well, I don't like that person. I don't know why. Why are they so irritating? How come I don't like them? And it's usually they're showing us how not to be. And they're showing maybe parts of us that we don't care to visit. And so when that happens, it's all an education. It's like we created this educational playground, and it depends on how awake we are, how we choose to be awake, and how our consciousness defines our reality. Now picture this, all of us concentrating on a daily basis to literally transcend the civilization and the planet. But you have to be very clear. You got to choose to be very clear. Can't be wishy-washy. It's got to be very succinct, clear, and vibrant on how we desire this planet to be. See? And then it's not willing it, it's visualizing it through our heart minds and creating it. Remember, all of us are moving energy into form, we're creating it into reality, and we're experiencing it. There's never a second that we're not doing this. We do it 24/7. And then you begin to realize why one of the main reasons we're in these bodies is to rediscover the gods that we are in the body. And then everything changes. Everything shifts. You'll be in gratitude and love and peace and joy because you've discovered that you're the God. That's what you are. And then you'll be able to just automatically send clarity to the universe on what you desire, and it'll manifest. You'll know it'll manifest. You won't be saying when. You won't start losing faith or doubt, start doubting and saying, oh, crap, it never works for me. Or you'll just have total confidence through the heart-mind. Confidence through the heart-mind is hugely different than confidence from the ego-mind. Hugely different. And several times more powerful. So whenever you feel yourself in the head, drop to the heart. It's a good practice to be in. Whenever you feel yourself in the head, the ego-mind, drop to the heart-mind. And you'll know it when you do it because you're consciously aware that you're doing it. As soon as you drop into the heart-mind, you focus on gratitude. And the now. Only the now. Period. Because see, and I know this is tough for some people, I know that when we're not in the now, when we're in the past, in the future, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it becomes very hectic and frustrating, and we suffer. And some of us suffer a lot because we continually do it. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's a thing. So the empowerment, the power that we all truly are, we can literally create anything we desire. But it's when we start attaching, you know what I mean? And you start, those expectations come in. Well, I thought I'd have this by now. Why don't I have it? What's going on? Or all of a sudden, things change for you. And things aren't flowing right. And then all of a sudden, finances aren't great. Why is that? Well, you're thinking too much in the ego mind. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety. Once that happens, it'll shift you back into worry, stress, and fear. And as it shifts you in there, the universe is going to give it to you. More worry, stress, and fear. And a lot of us we're not aware of this. We just think that there's some, karmic thing or bad omen that, has befallen us. But no, it's because of your vibrational frequencies. If you're angry, right? Frustrated, angry, what do you think is going to happen? The being inside that body, you're so powerful, the universe is going to give you more that will make you angry. More frustration. More anxiety, fear. And it'll feed it. You see what happens? It's like we spiral into it, but we have so much in our arsenal of spirituality when we can say, okay, I know what's happening here. I'm going to shift my vibrational frequency. I'm going to go into deep gratitude, and I'm going to focus on the now. And I'm going to breathe. And I'm going to focus on my breath. And I'm going to listen. And watch what happens. Then you shift from those unstable vibrational frequencies to very firm, joyous, loving, highly energetic frequencies. We all know this. We've got a master mind and a master ego, and we don't care to have them master us anymore. And that's what this is all about. Knowing how your consciousness defines your reality. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, it should be, for all of us, every single time, go somewhere where you're not going to be interrupted. Focus on your breath. Easy in through the nose, easy out through the mouth. Quietly. Close your eyes. Focus on the breath. Listening through the heart-mind. Feeling. Because you can have your heart-mind master the ego mind. That's super powerful. That's part of the shift for each of us. And to relax the body. Our bodies are amazing vehicles. They really are amazing vehicles. On what these bodies are, how they're built. People say, well, we're so frail and fragile. In a way. But so are most bodies in certain ways. Other ways, they're just absolutely spectacular. So to relax them, eases them, and focuses them in peace, joy, love, gratitude, frequency. And in all those things that we collect, we've got that big library, that subconscious mind that we all have, and we store everything there, everything, good, bad, ugly, throughout our entire lives. And we grab some of the stuff from past lifetimes and put it in there too. It's like a big garage that is so full you can't open the garage door. You ever experienced that? The garage is so full of stuff you can't open the door. This is the body. It gets so overloaded that you can't open it up anymore because it's so full of stuff. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, hatred, anger, deception, dishonesty, revenge, all of these things. And you go, wow, how am I going to, maybe I can go into the side door to get to the garage. Maybe I could get in there somehow and get rid of some of this stuff. The fear, the tension, the stress, the anxiety, the hurriedness, the irritability. You ever been irritable for nothing? We all experience that. You're just irritable. You don't know why, but what the heck am I irritable for? Then you move into gratitude. That irritability will be gone. It'll be gone in a split second. And it's being aware. Our consciousness defines our reality. So relaxing the body is imperative for all of us. We either choose to or we don't. And when the body relaxes, you'll know it because it'll feel light. It almost gets as light as a feather. And you just kind of float. You're not in some kind of, daze. You just float. You feel good. You've gotten rid of a lot of your stuff that you didn't need anyway, and then you figure it out. I didn't need any of this. Why have I been carrying this all this time? This is crazy. All the precious moments that we spend in these bodies are so priceless. Why would we spend our time worrying, stressing, fearing, anxiety? We've all done it. We've all been there. We still do it. It's not like it's gone, but we do. I remember when I was homeless. I remember Oh, the worry, stress, and fear, it just left me. I just knew through the heart-mind that this was an experience. And I knew that that in my heart, in my God, that it would be over. I would move on. And I did. When we are fearless, we are free. As a civilization, mankind, whatever you want to call us, gods and bodies, whenever we are fearless, we are free. Whenever you get in a comfort zone, we all do that too. It's not good or bad. It's just thing. So we get in a comfort zone, and it's at the comfort zone as these bodies age, we stay even more in the comfort zone. Oh, I used to do that when I was a lot younger. I don't do that anymore. You see what I mean? Or I used to take a lot of risk when I was younger, but I don't take risk anymore. As they say, they say they're too old to take risk, which is the opposite. We're always in an adventure, and we're always creating our adventure. Sometimes the adventure sucks, but we create it. Other times the adventure is absolutely stupendous, and we create that too. But the relaxed being, the relaxed body, being in deep gratitude, our consciousness defines our reality. So once you relax the body and you're focused on the now and your breath, you're faced with three paths, right? You're standing in the center one, which is pristine, beautiful. You look ahead of you and you see this beautiful green grass. And you see these trees that have formed like a canopy all the way down the path as far as you can see. And it's gold, the bark is gold, the leaves are gold, the branches are gold, it's all shimmering and glowing. And it looks brand new, and you're standing on the now, in the now. Now the path on the left is the past. And we notice that path is really used. You can tell it's worn. And then the path on the right is the future. And it too is worn. So we know that a lot of us have traveled that often, not on occasion. And we know that a lot of us have hardly ever used the path of now. But we all, we kind of go there. It's kind of fun, isn't it? We go into a future that doesn't exist because we create the future in the now. And we go in that future and we just ask ourselves all kinds of things. Well, why isn't this happening for me? When am I going to have this? When am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? Or when am I going to be healthy enough to enjoy my life? You say, because we all want to enjoy our lives. What's wrong with that? Nothing. We all deserve the best of everything. All of us do. For goodness sakes, we're gods in physical forms. To think that we are unworthy or undeserving is the ego mind. Now, we have memories. We experience nostalgia. Things like, oh, I remember this time. It was so great. That was such a good time. And around the holidays, too, it brings back memories. Family get-togethers when you're growing up, presents under the tree, all that stuff. And it's fun. It really is fun. That's what we're here to do. Have fun. Quit taking this life so seriously. But some of us, for some reason, and I believe it, I don't believe it's conscious. I believe it's unconscious. But we stay there. We stay in the past. And we stay there so long that we bring it into a future that doesn't exist. we create that future from that past, and we relive that past and that future. That's why a lot of people will say no matter what we do, we always just seem to end up here. And I've had people ask me, why is that? It's because you're living in the past. And they go, really? Yeah, meditate on it. You'll see. You'll know that you are. And you're not being bad for doing it. But that's why no matter what you do, you always end up here. So our balance is, and this is why always reminding ourselves to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble, and 24/7 deep gratitude. So as we're in the now, we are enticed. The ego mind. And so we have tens of millions of thoughts that flow by us like clouds in the sky. They're not ours. You know, most of the thoughts that we've absorbed while in these bodies, that these bodies have absorbed, aren't our thoughts. They're Grandma Johnson's or Bill Smith or Frank the Boss. Or it's all of it's compiled in the subconscious mind. Put in good, get good. Put in bad, get bad. So when we do wander, isn't it really great to know that you wandered off, right? You focused on something, only in the moment, the breath, the now, and then you find yourself off somewhere. And we all do it. Sometimes we do it several times a day, sometimes a little bit, but we do it. And isn't it nice to say, wait a minute, okay, all right, I'm off in this thought, it's not mine. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. And you will be 3,000% of the time. Now, as you relax the body, you start to understand, feel that you're not that body. That body enables you to experience it and carries you around as the God that you are, and you create your experiences to perfect your creation. And when the body's relaxed, so you should be able to look at the body from a whole different perspective, inside and out, head to toe. And you notice in the body that there are 7 wheels of light. They look like wheels, right? Balls, and they go from the tailbone, top of the head. They're known as chakras. The definition of chakra is wheel, wheels of light. These are etheric spiritual energy. All of us are etheric spiritual energy, the gods that we are. So we flow through these. We know everything there is to know about these bodies that we're in, right down to the quantum quark. We know it. We know the blood flow. We know the capillaries. We know the arteries. We know everything. The emotions, the personality, the character of that body. So you begin to start to realize that eventually, when we are completely awake, to be able to heal that body in a blink of the eye that you're in. Boom. Regenerate, rebuild, reatomize. You can do it all. Now, we know that we're a soul, a higher self, right? Spirit, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost. All of this are facets of the gods that we are. So when we enter these bodies and power them up so that they can operate to sustain the God within them, because the God gives the body the power in order to do that. So we know we're heaven on earth because the soul is heaven. Heaven's not a place. Heaven is you, the God that you are. And so when you know this through your heart mind, that you're the heaven and the body is the earth, and then every step you take on this planet, you create paradise, literally. And you're shining your God force, love, light, energy that's within that body, 360 degrees everywhere, non-stop, 24/7. Try it. Try it. Flood everybody around you. Flood them. And even if it feels silly or impractical or it doesn't exist, that's the ego mind. Do it. Flood everything with the love that you are. Blast it everywhere. Crowds of people. Doesn't matter. Dinner parties, get-togethers, whatever. Blast them all with the love that you are. Watch what happens. And we're transforming this planet every split second. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And we're consciously aware. Consciously aware, in a nutshell, means that we know through the heart mind, without a question, without a doubt, that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And with love comes gratitude, peace, and many other things. This isn't a sexual romantic love. It is way beyond that. Way beyond. So if you were to take a trip outside the planet, far enough out so you can see the planet, you'd see that it glows. And you would look at all the lights in the universe around the planet, and you would see that they dimmed in comparison to this planet. 8 billion gods all glowing. Now, we also know that there are parts of us, the gods that we are, there are parts of us that are asleep. And then there are other parts that are awake. Now, we're all one, so the parts that are asleep are with us always, but they're asleep. They'll wake up when they come to the realization of who and what they are. So we interact with parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are awake and consciously aware throughout all existence. A billion light years away. The distance has no meaning. And that's all light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And that's in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this entire universe with not even one square sacred inch to spare. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from trillions of directions, trillions of universes. This is all the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. The ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Medantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth, all of the off-worlders, the galactics, and the celestials, all the light energy beings. It's like on this planet, with these bodies we have eyes, of course, but we only see 1% of what is. Now, we have a lot of light energy beings in the different light spectrums, UV, infrared, that we don't see. But they're there. All kinds of shapes, forms, sizes, colors, configurations. But we do interact with, and some of us have seen, a small group. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. But these are the ones that we interact with. Could these bodies sustain themselves without water? No. Without air? No. Most likely without wood? No. Without fire? No. You see how we are one. We just carry different physical forms and non-physical forms. We are one. Yeah, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. Does this mean they're not part of us? No, it doesn't. They are. We are them, they are us. But they could pass you on a walkaway and make a really nice compliment. You'll know that's an angel. You'll know it, see? You know it in your heart. Other times they meet with you. It's just happened. It's just that. You just happen to meet with them, interact, talk with them. Might be in a store somewhere. Someone just starts up a conversation with you, complete stranger. But you know something different. It's not just regular, so to speak. And you say to yourself after the conversation, that was an angel. And you experience bliss. And I know you've been in a situation, most of us have, where we were thinking, boy, it'd be great if I had another hand in this to help me with it. And almost inevitably, someone appears out of nowhere and say, hey, can I help you with that? Yeah, sure, that'd be great. And then they help you with it. And then and it's always away. You kind of look away, you briefly, a few seconds, and you look back and they're gone. Because you wanted to thank them, right? And you say, I really appreciate you helping me. And they're gone. And you look around and go, how can that be? How can they just disappear that fast? And you're looking for any cars pulling out and everything, and no, they're nowhere to be found. There's an angel. More bliss. They have a message that they give us all the time, and the message is delivered in many different ways. And we don't always get the message, but then there's some times that we do. And isn't it magna-glorious, absolutely spectacular, stupendous, and wonderful to be alive in these bodies? Yes, it is. And many of us take it for granted. But see, this is why many haven't learned that they're the God, not the body. And so when they discover that they're a God in that body, then they're experiencing taste, eating food, laughing, smiling, crying, frowning, breathing, seeing, touching. We don't do that as gods, guys. None of it. We don't have any of that. And you can see why these bodies are so seductive to us as gods. Because we get into them and we start experiencing it immediately. Feel, touch, breathing. Do you think as gods we decorate Christmas trees? No. We don't do that stuff. Murder, death, kill each other? No. You see, all the experiences incorporated with these bodies are endless, if we choose. And we choose the higher frequencies. So they can surround us in the tens of millions if they choose. If you want them to, you can just ask them. The reason is because of the vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And that's bliss. The off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. Similar, there over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. and trillions throughout the universes, galaxies, every day. And we're only familiar with a small group: the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Anunnaki, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. Now, this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And we're all gathered, so to speak, consciously aware, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Where does this light come from? From the gods that we are in these bodies, from the kingdom of God, from the God source, however you want to label it, from the pure consciousness. This is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We're flooding this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it, with this love, with this gratitude, with this peace. All life, the highest supreme value of the universes. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. And the best way to describe it through a Heart Minds motion picture is you see this massive grand finale fireworks, never heard of, seen it before, and this massive laser light show, and then this mirrored globe, like ballroom mirrored globe, and except this one is a trillion times larger and a trillion times more intense. All these wonderful colors that we've never seen on this planet, and they're all combining all of that into a crescendo repeatedly. It's mesmerizing, spectacular, magna-glorious. And so we're curious, so we go into the reflective points, which are these little tiny, perfectly etched mirrors. And we enter them. And we discover that all of us, no matter how life is held, no matter where it's contained, it is the teacher and the student. We are the teacher and the student. We're either learning or teaching, teaching or learning, or both. Always. But it's the life that's in the physical vessel. Bird, a duck, a moose, a bear, a deer, an elk, squirrel, raccoon, all kinds of life. See, it's everywhere. The trees, the ground, the soils. How could we ever get bored in these bodies on this planet? How could we? Well, if you're seduced by the ego mind, you can. But all this life, inhabiting different physical forms, always teaching, always learning, always expanding. We're met with the emerald green flaming healing light with Archangel Raphael. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind each and every single one of us that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire armor. We are protected 24/7, endlessly, infinity. Where does it emanate from? Of course, the gods that we are. The God force. The God source. All of these. Now, knowing that we cannot be harmed, invaded, influenced, doesn't matter. We're invulnerable. All lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, demon possession, attachments, not possible. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, greed, dishonesty, manipulation, revenge, worry, stress, fear, anxiety, envy, you will create a breach in the white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. And then the other part of the column is the violet ray. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with a golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created to remind all of us, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the sun, the sunlight, the sunrise and the sunset. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sky and the clouds. We are the rivers, the oceans, the lakes, the streams, the mountains, the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals. We're everything. Everything is us. So the next time you do view a sunset or a sunrise, rainbow, starry lit night sky, full moon, it is you. You're the beauty. You're the majesty. You're the magnificence. You're the divine perfection. So it's like when you see it through the heart-mind, that is the God that I am. We always have been. We always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We are creation itself. We are supreme creation, supreme reality. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical forms and hover effortlessly above our bodies, if we're carrying physical form. And why do we do this? Well, because we can. We come into full contact with a massive crystalline light tower. It is larger than this solar system and beyond. We created this column. And in the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. Center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light. Surrounding this sphere are numerous multicolored rings of light. And when you look, it almost looks like they're in infinity, like they're never end. And we notice that all of them have created this, it's like a cloud of mist. And you can see that it sparkles, and it looks like it's got little arcs of energy, and not like lightning flashes. And it's the purest of the purest, purest white. And it absorbs into us, and it is like a warm embrace that never ends. And the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, that which we are. Then comes gratitude, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, well-being, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance. And we discover that it is a reflection of the gods that all of us are. At the top of this tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it's doing now, as it does through infinity, flooding all of us, saturating all of us head to toe inside now, with the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest eternal love. Flooding us all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Talk about vibrational frequencies on the highest of the highest high. Now, we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We share a meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere moving towards 4 years ago. It holds over 1,700 of our meditations in vibrational frequency. Perpetual, infinity. They don't die. They don't disintegrate. They don't lose their power. They do the opposite. They intensify and they expand. And you could tap into them anytime you wish. Anytime. And all of that, hundreds of millions of us gathered on and off world of the gods that we are inhabiting physical forms. It doesn't matter if one part of the gods that we are is 100 billion light years away. We're all one. And those of us who are consciously aware parts of the gods that we are here now. So the numbers are infinity. You can sit, close your eyes, be quiet, move into the now, focus on the heart, mind, and the breath. And you can step right into all of those meditations. And that is nirvana. Enlightenment occurs in the instance when everything in our minds is completely at ease. Completely stop all worries and concerns. Cancel all negative thoughts the moment they arise. Just let you be you and notice your pure, untainted consciousness. Be present to the river of moments in existence in this externally eternally flowing, yet infinite, silent, still universe. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Depending on how long you've been ignoring certain issues in your life or running away from certain thoughts, the longer it may take to actually relax, train, and quiet the mind. Yet the very moment any of us let go of our lives and are infinitely patient and accepting of ourselves exactly the way we are, a completely overflowing abundance of relaxation and energy will rise into each of us and through the world around us. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We'll return here Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation